of shiny helmets, spandex jumpsuits, and strange monsters. These heroes force feed you a bowl of awesome that is the Tokudon Podcast. Join Carl, Josh, and Rob as they haphazardly welcome you to the exciting genre of Tokusatsu. Now, open wide.
Oh, we did it?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, guys.
We did that.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Welcome to Tokudon.
Welcome to Tokudon.
Welcome back to our Christmas episode.
Our regularly not scheduled program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is
Strict
technically our Christmas episode, so which one of us is going to die at the end of this?
I think it has to be you, man. I'm sorry.
As long as I get a cool resurrection, that's all that matters.
Hey, you want your blade? There you go.
I'll just pop into someone else's stream, like one of our friends. I'm alive.
Resurrection. I was actually just about to do the Zaraki voice before we started.
You got to no. If you're gonna do resurrection, you got to do a Gil from Street Fighter. Resurrection. And then you're like, oh my god, he has 2 bars. Oh my god, there's another life bar.
I think it was the pants for me. It was the pants for me.
The lack of pants, you mean?
I just mean like it was hard not to look. I mean,
you're wearing a unitard. You're blue and red. It's gonna happen.
The only thing that was missing from his pose is if he just kind of gyrated a little bit the whole time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because he did this like,
one of my favorite things about Street Fighter is just watching them do the pose, because you never like. Obviously, MMA is a whole different beast, but like, think of it. Would you really watch 2 people just sit there and just at each other for like a good 20 seconds?
I absolutely would. And I also, it would be really funny because Gil in particular, his hair is constantly like up and flowing backwards, but like he has super long hair that like goes to his ass, but it's always just like back.
How's that happening, bro?
It's godly power. That's what it is.
Just physics defying. That's it. That's why he has 2 health bars, because the other one's his hair. Yeah, that just makes sense now. I understand. We cracked the code.
We got it. We nailed it. Oh man! But speaking of MMA, Luke, they added him to Street Fighter now, so they have an actual MMA representation, which is cool because it started off as Karate Men, which was kind of the idea of a martial artist in the 80s.
So humor me a bit, because I only watched that trailer. Teaser. I don't know what his gameplay is like. Is he's
a punch boy. He's like he's a pseudo Shoto. So he has a fireball, he has an uppercut, he has, it's not a tatsu, he has more of like a mollywop punch kind of thing instead of a tatsu, but it's like an advancing multi-hit attack. But so the idea is also that he's the new protagonist for this whatever arc we're going into, the next Street Fighter project, whether it's Alpha 4 or Street Fighter 6 or whatever they end up doing.
So he's the new Sean?
They're doing a Mortal Kombat timey-wimey nonsense thing, so they're going to start messing with the timeline a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what their plan is now. We'll see. But so he's supposed to be the new protagonist, like Alex was, like Abel ended up being the protagonist, they said, in 4. He didn't even do anything.
Was he?
Yeah. He's apparently the protagonist of 4. So
in
weird.
What way?
I don't know.
How? Because of cutscenes? Okay, that's fine.
Because he's the one they copied Seth off of. That's why. So he's the new protagonist, which is kind of cool. But he also at the same time like radically changes his mechanics from the rest of the cast. Like he just builds V-trigger if you don't go near him. And
what?
Yeah, instead of it turning down like a timer, he'll just keep it if you don't go near him. So he can like hard switch to a zoner if he needs to when he's in one of his V-triggers. He also is one of those like appears super simple at first, like any Shoto. Like, there's buttons, all of his buttons advance him forward, and it's not like a gimmick, like that's part of his gameplay, so you have to account for that. But then he also has his fireballs and he has his uppercuts, and depending on how long you charge the uppercut and the tatsu, the quote-unquote tatsu, it changes the properties and effects and the move itself. So there's like a perfect timing kind of level to it where it can actually change your combos if you don't like perfect time it into the correct one.
No other character plays like that.
there's a couple other characters that play much different than regular Street Fighter characters, but that's the I would say that's the only like unlocking, almost like a negative edge, kind of like Eddie in Guilty Gear kind of thing.
I see.
That I'm aware of. I'm not super familiar with the whole cast of Street Fighter V. It's probably the one I put the least amount of time into. But,
yeah, most of what I know is vicariously because
it's cool. It's really cool to see, and he's like a punch boy, so I'm down for my punch boys. And then he can. It's called Sandblaster, his fireball, and it's literally just like he throws like energy, but it just kind of like shows up. It's almost like Cody, where he punches the air, and it's just kind of like air compression. It's pretty cool.
Like a Kadoken.
So he does like a if you've seen Super Baby's trailer, he does like ha 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 ha, like the air pressure punches. He does that kind of thing. Gotcha. But that's his fireball. He just like whap catches you from across the screen. It's pretty cool.
I dig it then. Okay. I mean, as long as
he can cancel that into like one of his V triggers that just does like a flurry of them kind of thing, and it all goes like slow-mo and screen darkens. It's pretty cool.
Okay. So, I mean, I haven't played enough to know who I would even play anymore. I know I like Judy just because she's
female Kazuya, basically.
Yeah, exactly. She's got the wicked eye, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
It's pretty cool. She's a good pick.
Yeah, but legit, I only know like maybe 2 of her special moves, and I think that's enough, right? That's enough to get me buying Street Fighter.
You can learn how to, stock up on your special moves, your fireball, and then you can do the pinwheel. You're good.
Yeah, that's all it is.
She doesn't have the air dive anymore, just so you know.
Oh no! What would I do without the one move I didn't know how to do before? But
there you go. So, just so you know.
Again, it's really Street Fighter was always okay to me because I grew up a Tekken boy, and I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm just saying I always watched Street Fighter
until I showed up.
Street Fighter fights always be boiled down to punch, punch, drop, drop, punch, punch, Hadouken, 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 my special, your special. You know what I mean? Like,
what is Tekken 7?
It's like a chess match. At least you have the availability
punch, kick, half of a 10-hit combo because you can't hit it, and then rage art.
If you're not a juggler, that's the shitty part. It's like you either in Tekken you're either
a thing in Street Fighter.
No, but I mean, I was talking specifically about Tekken. Like, I don't fight juggling, but I don't fight competitively. So it's like that's the only way to fight competitively because I don't juggle, I get fucking demolished. And it's like, okay, fine. I don't want to have fun today. All right.
I didn't want to play. It's fine. You know how a hyper game like Marvel and Dragon Ball feel. It's like, well, I didn't feel like playing this character. It's all good.
I did have like an opposite tactic, like the ground pound. I don't know if you remember, but I used to
yes, I remember.
Instead of letting keeping you up, I just keep you down. Yeah. I don't know. It was
same
just
idea.
As bad.
It's like you can't do anything if you're on the ground, so it's fine.
Just as bad, just the opposite.
Yeah.
But not as well received, I suppose. Oh god, I remember specifically one Tekken player. He played like a super customized Paul Phoenix, and it was so unfair where he would start you off with that little sweep combo where it was that lazy kick that he does. Mm-hmm. You know, that little ugly little sweep. Yeah, that little sweep, and you wouldn't even assume it because you would just block it, but once you blocked it, that was his setup for his pop-up, you know what I mean? And it was so predictable, but every time I would be like, oh, I fell for it again, and now I'm just gonna put the controller down for the rest of the round.
Yep. That's a Marvel, that's a Dragon Ball, that's a Guilty Gear. Not so much with Strive. I mean, Strive in the other sense, the combos are a lot shorter, but your health bar it just disappears. It's gone. The damage in that game is absurd. Kind of like Sancho. It's great.
Yeah.
But Street Fighter. Luke, Street Fighter 6, he's an MMA punch boy. A lot of people are giving him shit because he's very generic looking. It's another blonde white dude. But, it's whatever. Okay. He's got ties to Guile, so, I mean, he's like, oh, yeah, no, that's cool. He's in the Air Force or whatever.
Of course he's got ties to Guile.
Yeah, everyone has ties to Guile. But Charlie's the true hero, the MVP of the people.
True.
So
that's very true. It's very true.
So he's pretty cool. I got a chance to check him out a little bit. What else have I done that's not Toku related? I mean, I started watching a little show. You may have heard it. There was a video game or two about it. Are you a friend of humanity?
Oh, no.
Do you toss coins?
To my Witcher Valley of Plenty.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I saw the first season. I haven't seen the second season yet.
The second season I started this morning. It's actually fantastic, as expected, because the first season was fantastic.
Do the other characters come up to actually, be something substantial?
Well, we haven't.
No, fuck.
Again, I'm 2 episodes into the new season, so I can't speak to where we left them off, kind of thing, just of what's happened so far. But they introduce like Vesemir, who's Geralt's father. If anyone saw The Nightmare of the Wolf, it's the anime that's on Netflix, which is a very cool anime. It was done by the studio that did Avatar and Korra and all those. So, and not Castlevania, it was a different studio, but it's the Avatar studio, so it looks beautiful. It's fantastic. Yes. It's very cool. And then you get witchers with like big dumb axes, which is pretty cool too, because it takes place like 200 years earlier or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
So
of course, because why not? Like, why not just?
I mean, the witchers age forever, so it's that kind of thing. And you follow Vesemir as a kid, and he's just like, quote unquote kid. He's 70 in the movie, but he's a kid.
Is it technically Toku? Isn't it technically Toku?
I mean, it's anime. The show itself, I guess, would be technically Toku. So it's fine.
Yeah, Witcher is technically Toku.
Yeah, there you go. Right. But, I mean, I just have a crush on Henry Cavill because he is into everything.
I think everybody does, bro. So, I mean, everybody can.
He's literally into every fandom there is. So if you like he's
played up every role. I mean, he's been Superman. He played a fake James Bond in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He's the Witcher. Like he's in all, man. You get everybody in this guy.
He's literally the reason in Dark Souls 3 while I'm punching things, because he has that one gif where he's just like cocking his arms like, wow, let's do this, and then he gets his ass beat. But
yeah,
right. It was still cool. It was still cool. So that's really all I've been up to. I haven't really, other than the usual like Ghost Game and stuff like that. Ghost Game's pretty cool. What have you been up to?
I mean, honestly, I've been, other than the constant messaging about this story, this plot line, that's really just been my all-consuming thing. I've literally not done much else but deep dive into this creation. But it's coming along amazingly. I hope when I have a little bit more progress here, we can touch base again. But it's coming along dope.
I dig it. Sounds good. Yeah, there's some progress going, so hopefully we can.
Oh my god, bro! Like every day, I'm like, yep, that's good. And we're gonna go with that, and we're gonna do that, and this is gonna be in there, and. I
like it. Well, do you want to get into one of our topics for today, our main topic, before the news? God. So we talked about this a few weeks ago. I think it was the last episode we actually recorded. I picked up a few DVDs.
Yeah, buddy.
And
you did.
One of those, I also totally realized I forgot to change the information on Twitch, but I will do that while we're talking. One of those DVDs was actually Guyver 2 Dark Hero. And, my relationship with that entire series has been strictly the first one. I can't even talk right now.
You got this. We'll get through it.
And, I died on the hill of...
Yeah. I get it.
It's the first one is the one, period.
How wrong were you? On a level of 1 to
well,
Rob,
let's talk about the whole thing.
Your whole point, I now understand, and I will never question again.
No, well, let's talk about the movie first.
Let's talk about it.
Because
but I'll wait for my answer later.
I have a lot of things going on about it. So.
Oh, okay. All right. This should be fun.
Yeah.
I will defend. All right.
Okay.
Let's.
There's
defend.
not a lot to defend. It's not. It's. I don't want to take. I don't want anyone to think I think negatively of this movie. You just need to understand.
It's impossible.
You just need to understand the golden mountain I'm coming from. The entire basis for my toku knowledge and tastes are from the first movie. That's where I'm coming from. So
that this has now shaken the foundations of your beliefs.
It hasn't shaken the foundations to its core. I may have died on the inside a little bit. That's all. I just may have died.
So let's start from the beginning. All right.
Yeah.
So let's start with the most obvious topic here. The recast.
Yes.
Okay. So
which is fine. I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the first dude's name. It's David Hayter in the second one. Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like he was just. Yes. It's not exactly a difficult role to play. Let's be honest.
Because they play it the same way. You know, they didn't really bring much dynamic to it. David really tried to bring this brooding thing to the movie that I guess would have worked if the movie wasn't so Guyver.
Yeah, so Guyver has always had a level of camp to it, right? Whether it was the anime or the live action movies, it always had a level of camp. And especially in the first live action movie, there was a lot of camp in that movie where it was like, hey, let's, have this toku, let's do this, that, and the other, but, let's have some fun with it. Let's tongue in cheek it a little bit. But Dark Hero, I think, had the spirit, but tried to take it more seriously. So it was a weird tone sometimes.
And that's kind of where it won me, in the charm that it was not afraid to be like, yeah, this is legit happening, bro.
Yeah.
So because the first one has that one character that just takes you completely out of the movie, completely in every scene they're in.
Is it the
they don't have
guy?
that guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have that guy in this movie. Instead, they have the opposite end where he's like, for serious. Like, legit.
He's almost too serious. Like, he's so serious. Everyone else around him is like existing normally. And he walks in and he's like, I am a brooding dark hero because the movie is called Dark Hero. Snake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's got that.
Right.
It's not the snake voice, but like it's approaching it. You can see where like that's where it built in a little bit.
It's the birth of it. Yeah. Like I said, you could hear the birth of the snake.
You were
voice
like, yep, this is the building blocks of that voice.
Because it's the one thing, I'm here. I'm like, oh, there it is.
There it is. And it was so funny because like everyone else is like, hey man, welcome to this archaeological site. We're doing this great work. And he's just like, there's trouble afoot.
Like, he's like, I have to stay here. He's so stalkery in this movie. Like,
he's so stalkery.
But it's awesome. All right, let's talk about the plot here. So how do we kick this one off again?
So I want to preface, this movie literally starts with a Zorro scene. So he's fighting some drug lords in the city, and he actually uses this alien badass suit, beats these dudes up, and uses little lasers to carve his name into a wall.
That he never uses again.
He never uses it again. That little laser, he could have done so many things throughout the movie. He strictly used that one shot it clearly had to write his name on the wall so that he could Batman that shit.
To be fair, that's quite a G. I mean, that's quite a G.
I didn't hate it. I'm just gonna say I didn't hate it.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I was like, okay, I see what you're doing.
But so okay, yeah. So you get the taste of it because they automatically like, and he brutalizes them, bro. Like it's not even like the level of they immediately let you know that the first one, yes, it had its moments, but this is like already up here with it.
They're like, we spent a lot of money on these blood capsules, so we're gonna use them.
We have like 45 gallons of it, and we're just gonna keep using it. The muddier, the better. Let's do it. Like it is absolutely bloody. This movie is so bloody, but it's fine because it's like it makes all the melodrama because there's a lot of human parts in this movie. Like
it's a long ass movie. I didn't realize how long this movie was. This is a good like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
This movie could have been 40 minutes shorter, and it would have been 40 times better. Like
I don't know, it would have been 40 times better. It would have been like 1.2 maybe.
Actually, we'll get to my one complaint that I have always had about this movie later, but that alone I would make the movie phenomenal to me. I would change that, and but I'll get to that later. I was just having
fun with it, honestly. Like that was a long movie, and there was definitely times where I was like, "Wow, this movie's still going." Like it's been like 30 minutes since he turned into the Guyver. What the hell is happening here? But like the entire time, I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is so cool."
That's what I mean. Like the suit, the in betweens are pretty lengthy, but when they have the suits, it's not like short bursts. These are like full 2-3 scenes.
And especially at the end, the last like 45 minutes, he's just in the suit. Like once he jumps off that cliff, he's in the suit the rest of the time.
Like this whole movie is the 45 minutes. Like just start the movie at the last 45 minutes if you want to just skip all the drama. Just oh my god, yes. And like, all right, so
I guess we should preface this by saying there is going to be spoilers, like always.
Because you know how we do. You know, tangent.
So there's going to be crazy spoilers, but I don't know if you knew this kind of stole 2 arcs and put them together from the manga/anime.
No, my only exposure to this movie is the movie. I did not know this had anything to do with the comics.
Gotcha. So in the manga, so this will kind of set it up a little bit too. In the manga, there's actually 3 units out the gate, and the 3rd unit is always kind of like Sasuke, but like more conniving and cunning, and clearly has like an underlying plot kind of thing.
Really?
He's kind of like if Sasuke went like a Orochimaru, where like he clearly has his own agenda, but he's also helping the main character, like Guyver 1.
Got you.
So he has Unit 1, that's our main Guyver. Unit 3 is his other dude. And then there's a third guy who is like a lieutenant. I think he's a Zoanoid. I don't remember if he is or not. But he's a lieutenant, and he works for the company, and his was fractured. The control unit was fractured. So that is kind of what this plot follows around, that kind of thing. Design-wise, the unit we see in this one follows more the third, where it had like the spikes on the side of the head and everything. If you look up Guyver Unit 2 and Guyver Unit 3, you can see where kind of like they blend the two of them. And it's kind of, they use, something, a little bit of story elements. There's not really ever like an archaeological thing, but they do find a ship at one point, and they do find that, they go to the ship, and the whole arc is them trying to rescue the Guyver ship and everything. And
holy crap.
Yeah. So like,
oh wow. All right.
Yeah, they
more
kind
of that.
they kind of do all kinds of nonsense and stuff like that. I thought you would like 3 a lot if you look up Guyver Unit 3. That just seems very you.
I'm with
it's
it.
like
all right.
dark purple and maroon, but it has spikes all over it. Like, it just seems like your kind of unit. But it's kind of cool because you get this thing where Guyver Unit 2 is used by this guy who knows what is up. Like, he knows how to fight. He knows how to do everything. He's not this like 15-year-old whatever dude, right, in the anime and the manga. So they didn't really get that part that I really liked about that arc, but they kind of add to it instead, where they kind of do this humanoid hybrid thing. So yeah, basic plot outline. Essentially, he feels a tickle in his balls. Yeah, he has to go somewhere. Like, he keeps having dreams of these like images and the different Guyver units and stuff like that.
Yeah, this one's very lore heavy compared to the first one, where you don't get like anything about the Guyver unit other than it is what it is. Yeah. This one is like straight up, we're gonna tell you what it is, and then we're gonna tell you a mystery about it, and then you can figure out if you get it. Yeah,
and then there's some cave paintings there too, just so you know. So yeah.
But yeah, so he's getting these dreams, and he actually starts off by breaking up with. Well, she breaks up with him. Yeah. But the girl from the first movie breaks it off with him so that we can start fresh and get a new flavor of the week for him.
Yeah, I feel like that was we couldn't find a deal with the actress, so they paid her for like a couple hours and just filmed that scene, and that was it.
Definitely could have been like, he could have stared at a picture of her and like, I miss you, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that, and skip that whole.
It was like a 1 minute, like not even a real thing. Like, they could have cut that whole scene out and just been like a passing, we broke up kind of thing.
I think it was in there just to give us a hint of his humanity, because he was like so in love, and I don't want this to be over, no. Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, okay. Anyway, but. We legit kick it. That actually should have superseded the scene with him being Bruce Banner. You know what I mean? Like, this whole travel scene, because basically after he breaks up with her, he decides that he needs to find out where these dreams are coming from. Yeah. And he goes on this 15, I think it's like a 10-minute sequence of him driving, hitchhiking, driving, like,
until he ends up in like some convenience store in the middle of, was it Ohio or Utah or something like that?
Middle of nowhere, bumblefuck twice. Yeah. So he's there, and he runs into the female character of the show. I forget her name, Allison, whatever,
something like that. Yeah.
She is ironically working as a archaeologist at a dig site, which just so happens to be excavating the spaceship that he's having his nut dreams about.
He saw like a news broadcast about the archaeological site, and they showed the cave paintings, and they were like the same images he was drawing, and that's how he kind of is like, I got to get to this archaeological
That's what
site.
led him there. Correct. Yeah, I should have mentioned that. But I mean,
he just like mopes off into the distance and happens to stumble across.
He just
yeah. Like Hulk walking down the street kind of thing.
So he's kind of guided by this thing, but he doesn't know what he's looking for. He just knows that that's where he needs to be. Yeah. He assumes that that's where he's going to find his answers, whatever those are going to be for him. Mm-hmm. But anyway, chick, he talks to girl. They go to the through miracle of talk no jutsu. He convinces her to take him to the dig site. And like I said earlier, dude is creepy. Like, if this was written from the perspective of the female, you know what I mean? If we started at the site with her, and dude just kind of showed up and is like, I need to be here. Yeah. This is where I need to be.
Her name is Kathy Christopherson.
Yeah, like I said, Allison. So she's like, the female of the movie. But legit, like, he's just super creepy about it the whole time. Meanwhile, they're both hiding things from each other. Yep. To be fair. So I forget if like he's at the dig site first before the first Zoanoid attacks, or he shows up after?
No. So yes and no. So he shows up afterwards because when he gets there, they're talking about like a bear attack, and he sees like, I think he sees the body or he hears the story of it, and he's like, no, that sounds like a Zoanoid. That's a little too like much, because the way they described it was like too big to be a bear or something like that.
Right. It was.
So he's like, there's evil afoot, you know, that kind of thing.
Something's here. He's just gonna talk like we're gonna voice him like Snake the whole time.
That's exactly what it is.
He's like, something's here.
But I will say that leads into one of the coolest fight scenes in the whole movie. So eventually, you know, so they just like kind of bullshit around the camp.
They don't pull punches on any of the fight scenes, to be fair.
Yeah.
Every time you're in a suit, it's a dope fight scene. It's not a waste. So
quite literally, like there's a couple times where he's like straight up smacking the dude in the suit. Like it was kind of cool. Like clearly they put some extra rubber in there so they could actually hit them a few times.
Yeah.
Like, they're actually swinging. And I thought that was really cool.
It's like the Tony Jaa team were in the kaiju suits. They just straight up go for it. And there's no pulling it. And it just works because plus every blow has like a pound of blood behind it, so it's like really worth.
It's like popping a blood pimple every time they punch.
It's so dope, so
it's
dope.
Cool. Yeah, so they just kind of like mess around. Like he joins the archaeological team for reasons because the girl.
He forces himself onto the team.
He literally just stands in a corner, and everyone's like, "Oh, I guess you're on the team. That's cool.
I guess you're here now, right?"
Yeah.
And then he figures out that they're digging up an alien spaceship or whatever. Yeah. But obviously, he knows that it's the Guyver thing. They're thinking it's like the find of the century, so they're going to sell it.
Technology, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, all the while, back behind the scenes, you have this CIA agent or FBI agent. I forget what he is. But he's just the dude that's the most serious out of all the actors. Mm-hmm. And it's too much at times.
Yeah. Like, he's the only one that can actually match David's like seriousness. So the two of them together in this weird kind of campy, like tongue-in-cheek movie when everyone else is it's not even campy. Like they just seem campy because they are so serious. Everyone else is trying so hard.
They have so many scenes where they're talking like this close, this far away from each other, and they're just like,
"They're gonna kiss.
You listen here." Well, the first scene that they confront each other, they're like cut off by the Zoanoid guys, and it's like super heavy implied that they caught them in the middle of like sneaking away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're like, I'm pretty sure David Hayter's back is to a tree, and he's like right in his face, and then he kind of like peeks around the tree. As he looks at like the Jeep, and they're like, "Whoa, what's going? Okay, well, I mean, you guys do you. Like, what's going on?"
They drop like that. You gentlemen, all right back there? Like, yeah, we're fine, totally fine. Just finger jabbing each other in the face.
Yeah. I will say though, so because he goes, it turns into this bear attack kind of thing, and we find out it's a Zoanoid, and he henshins into the Guyver unit. He does not say the line though. They've fixed the line to be closer to the anime or manga, where he just screams Guyver.
Yes,
that's all they do, and then he gets the same effect. Like the bubble comes out, and then it attaches to him. Very cool effect. But let me tell you, the one thing this movie will always retain on top of it is when he like starts twitching, and then he goes, "I am the Guyver."
Fine, I'm not going to deny that.
That henshin is so cool, and then it turns into a weird like bondage thing for about 20 seconds. But that's whatever.
But I will see that and raise you the Guyver henshin later on in this movie. When we get to that.
Yeah, we can. Okay. That makes up for my issue with that. I'll just leave it at that for now. It made up for it. So,
yes.
But I was the entire time, I just wanted him to say it again because that line was so cool in the original movie. Like just once. He didn't have to do it every time. Just once. I wanted him, especially like when he did it, he kind of has, at some point, he has this kind of like, oh, what are we wavering? Oh, am I the real hero? I was waiting for him to be like, I am the Guyver. But,
I am the Guyver. Yes, I understand. I'm sorry. But to be fair, it's
this first fight scene though. Yes. He straight up like runs up a tree at one point, and then like flying side rider kicks him.
Yes, and then the other kaiju does this fucking like this bull charge at him.
Yeah, I think he's a rhino or something. But...
Oh, what do you think of the kaiju designs in this one compared to the first one? I think they're more like intimidating. I think these are scarier. I think they went for horror in this one. Yeah,
they are. And they're also just bigger in general, I feel like, which is kind of cool. They had a little more variety to their size, where the first one was kind of like, I mean, clearly they just kind of put them in people in suits, but like these ones seemed a little more varied, which was cool. And then obviously they reused a couple of them too, but I thought it was very, very cool. I like the designs a lot, honestly, and they even redid the suit too. I kind of liked. I didn't like
did
the
they
color.
I couldn't remember for sure, but correct me. They did do a reshoot, right?
Yeah, they redid the suit. It's much bluer this time.
I was like, that one looks so much like the first one, but I don't have the availability to check.
Yeah, it is much bluer.
Right.
But I think it's also more detailed. Maybe not. It's hard to tell without them being side by side. It's kind of like the RoboCop 1 and 2 suits.
Yeah,
it's they're kind of the same, but there's differences at the same time.
It looked familiar, like the big bald dude in the first one. Yeah.
Well, that was just straight up they used the same suit, and they were like, "Oh, he's another one of those guys." All right, cool.
Yeah.
So,
what about that female one? There was a female kaiju in this one that was like really different looking. She looked like actually she looked like if Jun was a kaiju, like the whole snaky look to her. She had like this ponytail. She looked like an evil, whatever the Avatar creatures are. Navi.
If anything looked like a Kamen Rider kaijin, it was that one. Like old school, like 73 Kamen Rider. You know what I mean? Like that was the one where, because they always had like weird wigs on top of their like crazy monsterness, and it was cool. Exactly. She kind of reminded me of Shiva from Bloody Roar a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. I think that's why I like Guyver so much. It's just Bloody Roar. That's all it is. With like a mech suit.
Yeah.
But
so he fights this first kaiju, and they actually don't kill him. He gets away. He cuts his eye.
Yeah.
And then
with
that's
badass elbow blades. I love those fucking things. They're so cool.
They
don't make any sense, but they're so fucking cool.
I mean, come on. If you're gonna stab somebody, this is not ideal, but I get it. I get the spirit.
So you gotta throw some bows. That's all.
I think that's what follows the scene is the one we were talking about with the confrontation between those two. Then it's just like a bunch of hurry up and wait. Then they'd actually do the digging, and I thought it would have helped the movie to not show that, but they showed like legit digging, planning, strategic, like
blasting. I never thought I would learn so much about an archaeological site in a movie.
But I feel all the better for it. I came away as a smarter man about how montages can help expedite dig sites. Like I think all of them should just invest in montages.
Yeah,
I think that would save everybody time, right?
Or just cut them. I don't know. But it was pretty cool once they finally get into the ship and everything. So they're walking around this alien ship. They're finding a whole bunch of stuff, and he finds this room that has a giant control medal in it, like the one in his forehead. So if you look at a picture of the Guyver, he has this big circular dome in the middle of his head. It looks like an eyeball.
How would you describe the inside of this ship?
Juicy.
I thought slick and moist.
Yeah,
I'm sure
everything about the Guyver just looks slimy.
Yeah, it's just like think of like if Sully was not furry and he was made of like reptile flesh and he was slimy all the time. Yeah, that's what the inside of that ship looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, honestly.
And they're just walking around.
They're touching random stuff. And while he's finding this room, Kathy finds some other control units. I think it's just the one. No, there was a couple of them.
It's the one.
Oh, she just finds the one. The one is there, but it's broken, which harkens back to what I was saying. You know, you get the lieutenant with the broken unit. And so Sean, David Hayter, he communes with the ship through this giant control medal, basically. He is able to communicate. It's the control metal ship is like what's been talking to him in dreams through the Guyver unit and stuff like that. You find out the Guyver unit is essentially a pilot suit, which I find pretty cool, honestly.
It's like an experimental weapon that was tried. And that's to me, like one of the deepest parts of the lore is how this isn't like your typical shonen ultimate weapon. This is a failure.
Yeah,
that is just too powerful
because humans messed up. That's why.
Yeah, and I mean, I know we could probably touch on a little bit of the lore later, but like the first Guyver dude, knowing about how that went down and it making sense. Like you don't necessarily have to know that story because the backstory they give here is a little differently, but it's kind of alluding to the same thing, that the Guyvers were a weapon created by these aliens, and they tried them on people, but people suck. Yeah. So it ruined it. Yeah. So they abandoned us, but one of the ships got stuck behind.
Yep.
And that's where this Guyver's, where she finds this particular damaged unit. But they also show that in the same time that the Guyvers were there, the Zoonoids were created at the same time. Like all these cave paintings of like these beasts and things, those aren't monsters, bruh. Those are Zoonoids, homie. Like
that's Jeff over there, the axe. That's
our homie. That's our homie Thrag. He's just chilling there. Thrag turns into a fish every now and then. It's crazy. You gotta watch him. Hey Thrag, do the thing. Thrag's just
he's just an actual like Magikarp. He's just
like that's how they implied it, and people are just chilling around a fire. They're like primitive men, and then all of a sudden they start hulking out.
It's crazy.
Their clothes start ripping off, and it's just like, oh, that's how they partied back then. Got it. So Zoonoids and Guyvers were created back in our cavemen times, and for some reason we forgot.
It got buried in history. No one found it. That's what it was. So the Zoonoids covered it up. They're just think of the Zoonoids. Think of this like the Assassins and the Templars from Assassin's Creed. That's literally what it is.
Kind of, and there's only one assassin, so he's just like trying to figure it out the whole time. But dude, so speaking of the Zoonoids, what we forgot to mention the whole time is this archaeological whole thing is actually a cover for the villainous people, the Zoonoids from the first movie, who are now like what did they call them? Global? Something global now?
Yeah, like Zoocorp Global or something like that.
Zoocorp Global, yeah, because the first one, in the beginning, when in the confrontation when Hader is having a conversation with the other serious dude, I forget their name.
Yeah.
But he mentions like you took out Zoocorp LA, and he proves himself visibly. He's just like, what? I destroyed them. What are you talking about? No, you took out Zoonoids LA. There's Zoonoid China, Zoonoid Hong Kong, Zoonoid blah blah blah. He just rattles off like 5 other ones, and we're like, oh poop.
Oh no, this is literally a global corp. Got it.
So anyway, they funded this whole thing, and they funded it specifically knowing that there was potentially a valuable item in this alien ship, and it just so happens to be that Guyver unit.
Because once again, they're trying to get a hold of the Guyver because they know that's the one thing that can stop them.
And that's gotta go, and they gotta destroy it. So they go and they take it away. They reveal their hand. Everybody starts backstabbing everybody, and then they start to kick everybody out the site because they got what they wanted. And this gets everybody butthurt, and then they reveal another plan to just blow it up.
Yep. So they're trying to take control of the Guyver unit, and then so no one else can use it, they're trying to destroy it. Was it? No.
Does that make sense?
Was it? Yeah.
Well, no, they're trying to destroy it so that they don't get away with the ship.
Yes. So Sean and the good guys, the Guyver and all that, and all his buddies are trying to blow it
the
up.
good guys. I'm sorry, this is the plan of the good guys.
Yeah, this is the plan of the good guys. They're going to just destroy the ship. The Zoonoids, they have this little scrawny dude who's kind of like a little weaselly guy.
He's unassuming as hell.
He's super unassuming. But the second he walked on a screen, I was like, that's the bad guy. Like he just has that kind of energy where it's like he's trying to be unassuming, but he's also like clearly the main bad dude. Because he just like acts kind of like.
He's just always like, yes sir, yes.
Yeah. He's
cool.
very.
And he has that accent, like
Worm
that.
Tongue. Yeah. Was it Worm Tongue in Lord of the Rings? Who was whispering in that guy's ear? I think that's his name.
That's a bit over tier, but I get what you're saying.
Same energy. Same energy.
Yeah, same energy.
So he's always on these calls, and then they finally reveal who he's on the call with, and it's the Zoa Lord from the first movie, the giant dragon guy who the Guyver fights at the end. And you go, oh shit, wait a second, I thought he beat him.
No.
Clearly not.
No.
Yeah, Mr. Eyebrows, whatever his name was. I don't remember.
Because reasons.
Yeah, because they never actually explain it.
He's just alive.
Yeah, he's just alive because he's a badass. That's why. Yeah. He ate that Mega Smasher like a champion. That's why. Oh my goodness.
Doesn't happen again. But anyway,
it does.
So it doesn't. He doesn't survive it.
No.
So, that's what I mean.
So I did get worried though for the Mega Smasher, but
this one's a little thorough. But anyway, so. All right, fast forward a bit to the plan gets foiled because obviously it gets foiled.
Yep.
They're about to blow it up, and they discover that they didn't kill the Guyver after the second dopest fight scene in the movie. There's the first dopest henshin, in my opinion, and the second dopest fight scene. So during the whole confusion where they foil the plan, they kidnap the daughter. and the daughter is being taken away by the bad guys. By
basically, Zoacorp or whatever like reveals their hand.
Yeah.
You know, they're like,
And
we're actually evil, and all the Zoanoids transform, and they're like, and
the jig is up. The jig's up. Like
CIA
no
man
more
is like, reinforcements are coming, and all this, that, and the other, and yada yada yada.
They're not coming.
They came. So, they lost
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So boom, you got that, and David, after a bunch of like introspective connecting with the thing, knowing all the backstory, and finally accepting that Brooding. I have a place after all.
Brooding. Just say what it is. It's
hardcore.
They're trying
brooding.
to like make it deep. He's just really brooding. That's all. He's like kicking a rock and just like staring at the ground for about 30 minutes. So
at the dust that's still part of like the particles that are still just scattering around.
Yeah. So he's just brooding.
So after the brooding, in my opinion, he's at this top of this cliff and he's calling out for her name, Allison. I know that's not her name.
It's Kathy.
Allison. So he's calling her, and she actually hears her. He hears her call him back because
because it's in like a valley, so they're trying to say that like if you just shout into a valley, you can hear that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's just
you
how
can pinpoint it because he's a superhero. That's why.
Because science, so
science rules.
So he hears her, and then he's like, okay, I know what to do. And he takes a couple steps back, does that, I'm gonna do it, and he fucking leaps off.
No, he doesn't just leap. There's the slow-mo foot push into the stride in slow motion. Yeah, you got to do the, and then he does the praise the sun.
Jumps out.
He goes off the cliff.
Straight up, arms out, and he
swan dives
in the middle of, and it's full rotoscoping, 90s rotoscoping, like the pinnacle of wow.
Yep. That is a good way to say it. Wow. Oh boy.
And then he goes Guyver, and boom, the suit sprawl. It's the dopest tension. It's so campy.
Cool.
But it's so
and not
good.
All at the same time.
Yeah, it's so like I'm okay with it because damn it, I get it. What you were going for, that was nice.
It was the thing clearly where they were like, I see you had the dopest vision in your head for this. Either technology or money was the problem here.
We are limited by the technology of our budgets.
Yeah, so that's clearly what happened. It is the most like 90s Xena henshin. Like if Xena had a henshin, that's what it would have been. That is the perfect energy that this thing brought.
Yeah, Hercules and Xena were like the CW of the time. Like that's kind of the same graphics. Like that's the level.
So like that's the bar you can imagine. If you're listening to the audio version, that's the bar you can put in your head of like
but not only
Xena having a ball around her and then getting a special suit and landing.
Yes. Not only do we have that gem of a henshin, it's followed by the Sonic speed off. So he hits hero pose, right? He's ground
straight up,
and then he stands up, and you got that dope profile pic, like he's just right there. And then all you hear is right, implying that he's just dusted.
Whenever he runs, they do this like noise. It's like a chitter. It's literally chittering like a bug.
It's a jet engine. It sounds like a jet engine every time he moves. It's anyway. So he does this takeoff, right? And it's implied that he's like fucking booking it, bro. And they just when they cut to like the perspective of like his takeoff, it's like this little somebody just kicked up like a little bit of dust, and then he's like a little bit away. And that's all it is.
It was the fastest slow thing you'll ever see in your life. It was so good. This movie is fucking amazing. Okay,
I love this movie, bro. I love this movie. You can't take this away from me ever. Excuse me, I'm dying. So, all right. So after that dust off, he catches up with the two kaiju the Zoanoids who have the daughter, and they get cut off by this other Zoanoid who
not
just
only the
appears.
daughter. Not to interrupt you, but there's a point here where they're trying to get away. Her father, who is like the head archaeologist on this dig, also is a Zoanoid.
Yes,
working for the
that's
company.
What I was getting to. Yes.
And so he turns into a cockroach and
it's
flips
like this
a
elephant.
jeep.
It's an elephant cockroach thing.
It's a cockroach that does the elephant like.
Yeah, it looks like an elephant with no trunk. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with.
It's ears. It's terrifying.
It's horrifying looking. This stayed out to me the most because I'm like, why is that the hero one? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like,
someone please squish it. It's disgusting.
Like, please kill it. Like, god damn. Yeah. But
then the father spends the next 45 fucking minutes getting his ass beat.
He survives the movie mostly.
He survived. Does he?
But
no.
Yeah.
No. He doesn't, but he
doesn't survive the whole thing.
No, he spends the next hour or so though getting his ass beat hard.
Yeah, hard by these two kaiju while Sean is trying to catch up. So he catches up finally.
Which one is the fight scene we had from before, by the way? It's the rhino that he had fought originally with a cut eye.
The cut eye. So we get the rematch of that one.
Yeah.
And then another buggy one with long finger pointer thingies.
Yeah, he's got looks like a scyther, like horror scyther.
Yeah, it looks like the one that killed Gatak.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you get that little thing. And then and like I said, each of these freaking fight scenes are dope as hell. So he bodies both of them by dipping into the water. He's like slinking around. He kills the one with this perfectly slow motion kill. He's dipping into the water and they imply that he's like swimming because you can't see shit. No. Like they're just like zooming the camera across the surface of the water. Yeah. and the buggy kaiju is just like, oh no, where'd he go? And then all of a sudden it's just like cuts. It's like this silent moment where you know it's about to happen and it happens anyway, or he just shoots right out of the water. And you think it would make sense since he bothered to shoot out directly behind him. He cut him in half on the way up.
Nope.
No, he needed the momentum for the cut on the way down. Yep. That was nowhere.
He wanted to strike the fear into his heart before killing him. That's what it was.
And they do this little cut where the bug goes, "What?"
And like for a good 2 or 3 seconds, he's staring at the Guyver as he's coming down. He's like, "Huh?"
And then they do the whole Trunks yell and everything.
It's so good. It's so good. Yep, he cuts in half, and then the water's just red, like pure red. I love it.
And that's where they pulled like half the blood budget and just poured it into this little creek that's now ruined forever.
River. Yeah,
it's like fish down the front. Well, what happened? Oh, anyway. So then he gets the rematch with the big bull one, who's actually just about to kill the dad, who's like wrecked.
The dad has just been taking a pounding the whole time.
He did nothing. He flipped the car.
Like, oh my god, please kill me.
Now, mind you, his idea to save his daughter was flipping the same car she was in, and assuming that she would have been all right.
Man, she's fine.
And then after they jump out of the car. It's like, yeah, whatever. But anyway. Guyver shows up, gets his rematch with dude, brutalizes him. Like there's this one dope part where they do the 80s wrestlers test of strength, and then he breaks his fingers in on himself. And it's like,
oh my god!
And
after they have like the samurai stare down, they do that.
He kills him. That's how he kills him. I'm sorry. He breaks his fingers. He crushes him on himself. He smashes his face in with just his palm, and then he walks away. And then he's like, you know what? Just because you survived that first one, I'm going to shoot my laser in your eye too. Yep. And he blows his freaking eyes out. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. So actually, we lied. So that is the second time he uses it again.
Now that we say it,
because I was actually thinking the one power he has, I thought he was going to use there, is he can actually shoot a gravity ball from his belt. I don't know if you ever knew that. He can shoot like a gravity well in like a ball shape, so he can just chunk out of people. So it literally just makes like a clean cut. I thought he was going to do that when he did that, but no. He used this goofy laser shaver thing.
I'm okay with it.
No, it was cool. That's the one power he's always had that I feel like is never utilized enough. Because like if you could throw gravity balls and just take chunks out of people, I would do that all day.
That's like starting with your bankai.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see the problem here.
I don't either. I mean, that's just us being logical, but
yeah,
that's
the one thing I always wanted out of these live action movies, and I thought he was going to do it, and then he didn't. So. No. It's fine. It was still cool. It was badass. Honestly, the focus on the actual martial arts in this one that wasn't cheesy, like whatever he was doing in the first movie, was the best part. Yeah, like he does the like a stance, and he has actual like skills and stuff. It's pretty cool.
His kicks are nice in this one. His kicks are the shit.
The whole fight is nice, honestly. Like these are clearly like they spent real money on choreography and stuff. Like they got a real team. I forget who does it, but they had a real stunt team this time. Not the first one wasn't a real stunt team. Not to discredit that. But you know what I mean? Like they had like a good, a much more experienced choreographer, or the one that they had just had more experience at this point. You know what I mean?
If we have to sacrifice the melodrama for the budget that they made for the guys, that's fine.
I'm down for it. Yeah, can't the shit out of it in that case.
Yeah, I mean, fucking cast those guys.
Yeah, like so, like yeah, and then like there's only really one more fight scene. in the whole movie. So you get maybe 4 total. If the gangsters, the first one, this one, and then the final one. And like all 4 of them are so quality. It's crazy. Yes. It's crazy.
So you get a bunch of summation in that too, because it's like they tie in the story with the fight scene at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, because they know, like, hey, we only have like half an hour left of this movie. We still have X amount of story to tell. Why don't we just, okay? Yeah. And there's your ending. So literally, you have the final confrontation with Guyver, the super serious guy, the daughter, and the barely alive dad.
Yeah.
and obviously, you have your conclusions where the super serious guy takes on the she kaiju for some reason. The dad is like they're still trying to blow it up.
Yeah.
It's so hodgepodge, but the only one you really need to worry about is the Guyver versus the main guy.
Yeah.
Everything else is secondary. Yeah. Seriously.
That has a big, and it's not a twist at this point in the movie, but the big reveal in that one is that he's a Zoanoid who has equipped this broken Guyver unit. So that's the big, it's a Guyver versus Guyver fight. And that's the goddamn title card. That is the shit I came here to see.
That's what I wanted
in the first one.
I'll take a weird, to see this movie.
I'll take a weird prosthetic dragon all day. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm down for it. But you give me a Guyver on Guyver, that's the shit I came to see. Oh my goodness.
I'm like, the reason why he doesn't like this movie or doesn't know that he likes this movie as much as he does is because he hasn't seen that fight yet.
Like they both henshin, right? And they do like the quick flash.
You have to do it right. Do it right, because this movie, listen, I grew up and we had this, I don't know if we had the tape to it, but for some reason, I remember that whole sequence leading up to that first transformation because I shit my pants when he revealed the empty suitcase, because it was in the suitcase the whole time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a kid and I'm watching this movie the first time and he holds up the case and I'm like, you dick. And then he opens it and it's empty and my brain exploded. I'm like, he put it on. Oh my God.
If you could hear pupils dilate, that's what happened.
It's just like, I was like, and then I knew what was coming. And then that quote stays with me. And me and my brother quote it all the time. It's, so tell me, who's going to protect the protector?
Oh shit.
Biomorph. And oh my God. I'm like, yeah. And ever since then, I fell in love with that movie. I just love it. I love it. And that quote just here every time.
Yep.
But yeah, so he transforms into a malfunctioning Guyver, mind you, because this thing is scary looking. Mm-hmm. Like, it has the blades on the exterior of the forearms instead of the elbows, and everything. It looks like his Zoanoid form to an extent, but heavy Guyver, and it looks just like an angrier version of the normal Guyver.
Yeah,
but dude, that fight scene. Tell me your thoughts.
So it is a very long fight, like surprisingly long, and I loved it. I loved it. So I'm trying to pull up a picture so people can see at home what we're looking at here. So this is the Guyver Zoanoid. I will copy it if I can find a decent picture, but this is the Guyver Zoanoid. It is clearly very human, clearly very, Guyver, but at the same time, it's the Zoanoid.
Very not Zoanoid.
Yeah, so I put it in the Discord as well. There'll be a link at the bottom of this if you guys are watching or listening to the audio. You'll be able to check it out. But this is the Guyver Zoanoid. This is what I was talking about. You can see the spikes on the side of the head. That is very Guyver Unit 3 and everything. The coloration as well.
I think it's like the Shredder became a Colossus symbiote. That's what this is.
That's a good approximation to it, honestly. Yes, absolutely. This suit is so goddamn cool.
I'm telling you, look at this thing. It horrified me as a kid because I thought I didn't see a way that our hero was going to win, because he didn't have any trump cards. He didn't have any, like, this was the trump card that you would give your hero. No, the bad guy's got the leg up on you now, and you're fucked. And it was the dopest thing because he literally loses the fight. He fights, and they fight for a long time, bro.
They fight for so long. It's a good half-hour fight. What's up, Josh? Happy holidays, dude. How you doing?
Happy holidays, homie. Legit. And he loses. He's about to get killed. and the only thing that saves him is Deus Ex Gun Machina.
Yep. So yeah, the only thing that really helps is because the control metal is broken, his suit starts to fritz out and like destroy him,
bro. And mind you, by the way, during the whole fight, he's doing this little twitch thing that implies that he's shorting out, and it's so scary every time he's doing these poses, and he just, it's like,
yeah, we're talking about Guyver 2, Josh. This it's so freaking cool. And while this is going on, you have Kathy and her dad fighting this other thing,
dying,
losing. She's running. Dad's getting his ass beat. Yeah, and she's just bonking things, and then at some point he like knocks him down long enough to like run over and help Kathy, and then does this like quick, I can only describe it as a Kazama 6-hit combo, and just like takes him out in 2 seconds and then just drops it. It was so cool. He's like, I don't have time for this.
1 second. Okay, just 1 minute. I need to. Okay, I'll just be right back. Okay, what's up?
Yeah, takes that thing out. Dad like took a steel girder to the chest.
He's dead. He's dead now. Yeah,
it's like the second live action Guyver.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done. And then he just goes back to fighting this monster. And it is so cool. It's such a good fight. And clearly they have like 2 people who are actually trained in these suits. And it's so good.
And it's not shaky cam. There's not like, you're not like up in it. They have the long shot so you can see the skill that these 2 dudes.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of like crazy quick cutting, anything like that. Like this fight is legit. And like if Guyver gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
like no remorse. He is KO on the ground, and the suit actually fritzes out, and that's what saves him. And so
she gets boom one, and then he freaking does the trademark fatality. He rips the coin metal out of his forehead.
He shoots, and then he does something to the bullet, right?
Yeah, she shoots it and it cracks it further, and then he just reaches in and rips it right out of his face.
Rips it out. Yeah.
And then
he knows that he'll still come back because that happened in the first movie. So what does he do? He gets the destruction boobies going. You know what I'm saying? He gets
that glowing. He's got the glow. Yeah, he's got the power. And then, and you see it, and then that sound effect, that build up, that whoom, 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 whoom. Yo, it's like yes. And then it's like it's always been dope to me, that moment before, because he doesn't even really understand like the level that's gonna happen.
Control it.
He's like, this is what you want? Okay, boom, and then fuck you, dude.
It's so cool. And at this point, I was literally like, oh man, we're not going to get the Mega Smasher at this point. Like, I expected him to use it because I expect, in the anime, it gets to the point where he's just like, brah, 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 going nuts with it. But like, this was so cool because I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah. And then
it was so cool.
And it's like an entire Kamehameha wave. It's the entire Mega Smasher wave.
You just see like they literally took the point light, right? This is how they do it. There's no actual like CG beam. They just took a blue light and like opened it and just washed the screen out.
And that's it. It's straight up. And you get to see the villain just start to melt away. It's so dope. He's just like, it's all Cell. And then he's gone, bro. Because by the end of it,
there's no coming back.
There's a crater and it's dug out and it's like blown back. It's so cool. You're like, that was thank you, movie. You can end like right now and we're good.
And it pretty much does. They were like, we can't top this. We got 2 minutes. Let's wrap this shit up.
Legit. Okay, thanks for coming. Nice job. Way to go. Way to save the day.
It was like they just high five and credits roll. That's pretty much what happened. Like straight up, they were like, we can't top that. So like, good job. See you guys later. Hey, Kathy, let's go.
Checks in the mail. Allison, book it. Let's go. I love it.
It was so absurd and it was so good. That fight scene was crazy, and I think that was easily the best of the like live action nonsense that we've watched on this podcast.
Absolutely.
Like that fight was so good.
I loved that when you were watching it. Like I was like, bro, he's gonna know finally, and this is gonna be it. Like he's finally gonna know.
Josh, rewatch it. I thought it was gonna be really dumb too. It is quite fantastic.
It is. It is dumb.
Yes, it is extremely dumb, but it's the fantastic kind of dumb. And that's what makes it so charming and amazing. And definitely, I will admit, it is better than the first one.
Thank you. All right, guys. This is everybody needs to mark this day, December 26th. I am done. I quit Tokudon. I'm going home. Wait, I am home. All right, I guess I'll keep doing this.
I can't deny it. Like, that movie was quite great. That's not to say I will not always love the first one, and it will forever be the reason that got me into Toku, besides some other stuff, but like my taste of Toku. But this second movie was everything I wanted in a sequel and so much more. Like, thank you. It is so good.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad we finally got this one. Finally.
I got it. I got to give credit where credit's due. Like, Guyver 2 is legit.
Done deal. Stamped, done.
Stamped, done. Wrap it up. That's it.
Now I need a Guyver figure, man. I'm telling you.
Have been trying to get one for years, but most of them are well over $100.
Seems fair. Seems fair.
So, you know.
Now I'm having so many flashbacks now to like being a kid watching this movie for the first time, and like just that quote, like who's going to protect the protector? Dude, that shit makes me so hyped. Yeah, any Toku, you could slap on any Toku, and I'm ready to go.
The only thing I ever watched was actually the behind the scenes that you sent me not long after I watched it. I had seen that years and years ago when I was just looking up like Guyver stuff, and I was curious and like, hey, I remember this great movie. This was kind of Toku. Like, what was going on with this? And I remember seeing the behind the scenes and thinking like, oh, that's Snake. Oh, this is weird. I remember, kind of like Josh said, I remember this being kind of dumb too. But like, I had never seen the full movie.
Telling you,
it holds up. It's great. Yeah, it's great. So yes, everyone go watch Guyver 2 Dark Hero. It is quite good.
Support
just for the great, fight scenes alone. Like, for the very good. Yes, for the very good. So
I'm telling you. Oh man, we could put a bookend on that for now. Yeah. And appreciate that one. Thank you so much for finally watching that.
No, thank the random mom and pop shop in Quakertown.
Thanks Q-Mart. Thanks Q-Mart for your great oddities and bits and boodles.
And the self-confidence. I love it.
We have tids and bits to talk about.
We have a lot of tids and bits and things and stuff to talk about. Let me see here. Let me pull up my little list. So, all kinds of news and tidbits and stuff came out. Just stuff came out. And the biggest thing, I would say, is we got our reveals for the next month. We got the Telebikun.
Yes, that's a big one. That's the biggest one.
Yeah, we got the Telebikun. So we have more info on Avataro Sentai Don Brothers, which is the new Sentai coming out.
Yes.
And then we also have some scans. Let's start with the Revice stuff, because that's like, not the big one. Okay. Josh says he remembers buying it and thinking it was going to be awesome because how much he liked Guyver. Watching it, he was disappointed. I would rewatch it. It is so much better than the first one.
you have to put yourself in the suspension, bro. You got to be Toku mode. You can't be cinema mode. It's got to be Toku mode.
It is quite good. I loved it.
Oh, because you know what? And I got to cut back real quick because the one gripe I do have about that movie, and I always will, and this is the cinema file in me, that soundtrack that they use 5,000 times. Mm-hmm. That if they would just change that one thing, I would remaster it with just 2 more soundtracks. That's it. But there is one more than one song they use. They use the soundtrack in there like a good 4,000 times even, and I get it because budget. But
they spend money on it. They're gonna use it. Okay.
I know, but anyway, yeah. So Avataro.
Well, let's start with Revice. Let's start with Revice. So,
I'm sorry. Yes, Revice.
Barrett Rex, Burrito Rex, Fajita Rex, if you will.
Yes, Fajita Rex.
It shall be referred to on this podcast as Fajita Rex from now on.
Fajita Rex. Yes,
I'm making the executive decision.
He has a new spicy mode.
He has a new spicy mode apparently. So Fajita Rex is the combination of all 10 of the Vice stamps that he's gotten. It looks pretty cool. I didn't actually watch the episode. Did you watch the episode?
Not yet. No, I got to catch up.
I haven't watched it yet, but scans and designs and things.
That's about it.
That's what I mean, Barrett. Have you seen the episode with Barrett?
I saw Barrett, yes. The volcanic, not yet. Yeah.
Okay. So, I haven't seen the episode with Barrett yet. So, that's fine. I gotta catch up on a bunch of stuff.
Okay. Well, we'll do a catch up later. We're just kind of touching base here.
But, they announced a new upgrade, I guess it is. He has a new mid form to it, a solid semi form, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And that is the Barid Volcano or Volcano Rex, something like that. I'm trying to pull up my pictures here.
Volcanic Barid Rex.
Volcanic Barid Rex. There you go.
Because they're just going to keep slapping names on it.
Yeah. And I mean, kind of like the driver itself, honestly. They're just going to keep slapping stuff on the end of it because that's kind of what we're doing here.
I have a feeling we're going to get up there with like Geo levels.
Fieri Rex. Okay. Guy Fieri Rex. Is that what we're going
with?
Guy
Fieri Rex? Yes.
I like it. So
Fieri Rex.
Fieri Rex.
All right. So we got spicy Guy Fieri Rex form now. And I like this because what did they do with it, bro? New palette.
Yep.
They have different colors. Oh my God.
I like these colors. I like these colors a lot. They're on the screen right now. I can't post them into the Discord, but I'm sure you can find them up. So this is the Guy Fieri Rex, if you will. Guy Fieri Fajita. You got to get that classic Applebee's Southwest mix burrito. Southwest. Oh my goodness. I dig these colors. It's very like comic ninja. But they're cooler.
I don't mind it. It's do you like the Cheeto fingers again?
I like the Cheeto fingers because he has them over his whole hand and it's on both hands. It's not just the fingers. Okay,
so it's a Cheeto hand. So he dipped the whole hand in there and just kind of did one of those numbers.
He got knuckle deep in that bag.
All right, I'm finding Volcano Rex here. Got it. All right. Dropping that into Discord now. So yeah, I mean, I really like that it's a clean design. I don't mind that it's different palette at all. This is something that they should have done from the jump, from the Form 2. You got purple, you got yellow, and that's really it.
That's it.
Fine. That's perfect.
Yep.
Thanks. Again, other than that, it just looks like a spiky Agito upgrade for Barrett.
Yeah, I like the mouth too a lot. How it opens up a little bit. I do really dig that. I don't know if like the final form is gonna be like a legit gaping maw at this point, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. And the big thing too, I noticed that the shoulders have the like shining assault points on them. I don't know if they're the same ones or not, but yeah, like I dig it. I kind of dig it. Peacemaker's pointing out that it's an egg timer, and I'm just noticing that as well, which is kind of cool.
Oh Lord.
The fire attachment thing is an egg timer.
I didn't notice that. That's awesome.
How many things are we going to put on the side of this belt? Isn't it going to be like his whole wingspan where he's just like the final form is he has just arms out straight
it's
side
gonna
to side?
It's going to be that point where it's going to be a whole stationary thing in front of him because it's going to be like a kitchen counter and that's it.
So I mean, this is cool. And Fajita Rex Basic is just ice powered, right? Like that's his whole shtick. It's ice powered.
Guy Fieri, yeah. Fieri Rex is ice powered, yeah. Guy Fieri Rex Volcano is spicy.
So
Guy Fieri
the base fajita is cold, and then he spices it up. Got it. Okay. So we got some other things on Revice as well. We got another look at the Jackal live form.
Yes.
Pretty cool. And on there as well, this particular scan, we have Aguilera's Deadman form.
Finally revealed.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to see this thing?
I have, yes. I'm going to see if I can find one too.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. It looks like someone cracked an egg on her head.
Yes.
Just throwing that out there. I don't know if it's a honeybee thing and that's supposed to be honey or what. It looks like someone just broke an egg on her head. So that's a thing.
I don't hate it because it's just like, okay. One, we don't really know what she can do other than talk no jutsu. So hopefully we get to see something substantial from this form. Or maybe she's duplicitous too. I would like that. Because I don't see her story ending up happy with Gifu. So I'm under the assumption that she's going to turn code at some point. But that's story stuff.
It's a B form to reference the first female Shocker villain who was also a B. Interesting. That's cool.
Didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Thanks, Peacemaker.
Drop that.
Always coming in.
Peacemaker.
Yeah, of course.
Good shit.
It's always Peacemaker. The fun facts. I like it. I dig it. I mean, if that's the case, I am all for it. But yeah, it definitely just looks like there's honey poured on her head, like Pooh dropped his honey pot on her head. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what's going on. But yeah, and then we also got a couple other things. There's this reveal where to get some kind of upgrade, Iki is going to have to fight his rider form, apparently. Did you see this scan?
I saw that. I don't get that really. I don't know what
I don't know what I saw. It was for a form. I don't know if it's for his Barad egg timer or what, but it's pretty interesting and kind of badass. I'm not gonna lie.
It is nice to see.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they do with the story, because like I said, my headcanon was going that Iki has a very, very dark side that we don't know.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the big thing.
I don't think I have any other pictures.
I'm assuming. But
yeah. And
I like that in Guy Fieri form that Vice gets the Barrett Fajita.
Yeah. That's one other thing I was about to mention. I just pulled that picture up, actually. He gets a full Barrett form. It's not just the shield. He gets the full kit and caboodle. And I kind of think that, too. It looks pretty cool.
I like that. I like it. I just wish it wasn't so much hand-me-down, but it does make sense because it follows everything. You know, it would be weird for him to have his own thing.
Yeah.
Because
I think we're getting to that point eventually. He's going to have his own full rider going on.
Well, yeah, no, for final form, sure. But I mean, like up until then, I don't think giving him his own thing would be okay, because then it's just two different riders rather than the unison type thing. You know? But that's
Peacemaker's confirming that is for Guy Fieri Rex, and then that's also what gives Vice the Barrett armor. So cool,
nice,
cool.
I mean, it's improving. I'm sure once we catch up, we'll touch base with the story again. Yeah, but I mean, as of right now, if they keep with this change, please do.
Yeah. I think that was really all for rider reveals, honestly, but I have to catch up on the episodes I haven't seen since John became a thing, honestly.
No. Okay.
Gotcha. So that was the last episode I watched right when we did the podcast some odd weeks ago now. So I got a little bit of catching up to do. But what else is new? I mean, when am I not catching up to that show? And I don't know. There's a lot of shows out right now. There's a lot of just TV in general I got to watch.
There's too much right now. Like
the build armor. I did see that. Did you see the tease for like the Hyper Battle video that was the grease armor?
No.
So there's a very blurry image floating around. I don't think I saved it.
I'm sorry, grease?
Yeah.
Grease?
So he's getting a grease armor apparently.
Oh, oh my God! I thought you were bringing back Grease.
No. He's getting a grease-looking armor of some kind.
Oh, now I'm bummed out.
Yeah, Come on. And then yes, they did show off the build armor. That was the kangaroo. I don't know if you saw that one.
I did see that. Yes, I have saw that. That one's very, very cute.
It's fine. Apparently, the remix is when he's in his chest and everything. So that's I'm sure they'll go up on stilts or something. But it's
Yo.
What's up?
Yo, he gets a grease. Okay, I'm okay with it.
Yep, there it is. Thank you, Peacemaker.
What is that? A giraffe?
Yes.
Monkey? Is that a monkey? I can't tell what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Hang on.
I know the one is a giraffe. I just can't tell
I think it's a giraffe.
Monkey-looking thing is. Is it a lemur? Is it a lemur spirit?
Is it a lemur?
Lemur genome.
Yeah, I like Vice's weird. I mean, that's clearly the giraffe head itself, but it looks almost like the one Arankar from Bleach, who had the like three heads floating in a head.
Oh, Araniru.
Yeah, the one who pretended to be Rukia's lover boy.
Oh man, that sucked.
That's kind of what this reminded me of, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I know it's just going to be like a big giraffe head kind of thing. It's probably like a long neck with his head on top of it.
It's definitely a giraffe head. It's going to be that. It's going to be that because they have to kill Grease by some form.
Yeah. So.
But Grease.
But Grease. Yeah. So for Rider, I think that was pretty much it. Other than like I said, the kangaroo form, it's fine. It's whatever. One big thing I don't think we got to talk about last time is they finally announced the third part of the SSS series, which is the crossover movie of SSS Gridman and Dynazenon. And
what?
Holy ball sacks! I am excited.
Wait, really?
Yes. So they've announced when they first started this project, there was going to be 3 parts to it. We had SSS Gridman, we had SSS Dynazenon, which they all take place in the same universe. It was clear when Grid Knight showed up in Dynazenon. And so the new project is a movie, and I am so freaking excited to finally see this because we're gonna get Max Power Gridman and Kaiser. What the hell did they call it? Kaiser Dynazenon, I think is its name. The two like super crazy combined forms, and I'm sure because it's Trigger, they're gonna put all of them together into some absurd massive thing. Because fuck you.
That's what it's gonna be called. Ultraman, fuck you.
Yeah, it's gonna be Ultra Grid Knight Power Max Dyna
Ultra
Middle Finger Big Dick Energy form. That's just it's gonna turn into a giant penis and just like mollywop someone. That's what's gonna happen.
God. That's amazing.
I am all here for it. I love that series. I love Gridman. I'm down for anything Gridman.
That's dope. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so they announced that. That's the third project. And they also showed off some like live action suits. They did a full powered Gridkaiser. Thank you. They also showed off some live action suits like they did for the Blu-ray release of SSS Dynazenon. They did like a live action little short. It wasn't kaiju sized. It was just like normal sized fighting on like a cliff, but they had the full suits, which is cool. It was really cool. And he busts out the Dyna Cannon and everything. It was cool.
I love it so much.
I'm excited to see. Hopefully, I hope they do another live action series after this. Honestly, like a new Gridman, because we have Gridman Sigma, who never got his time to shine, who's the evil kid from the original series, but he like grows up and grows some balls and like becomes a good guy.
So like a better Jeed,
kind of. Yeah,
like if Jeed wasn't Jeed.
Yeah, pretty much. So hopefully he just won't have it obnoxious of a transformation, but that's the whole thing. So that's one thing. And then they announced a whole bunch of other stuff for Ultraman, this, that, and the other. They announced a couple new Ultraman stuff for like the Power Video, whatever crossover battles that they do on the website. Yeah, I haven't been following it too close, honestly. But they announced some stuff for the YouTube because they had a big Super Raya Fest. That's where I announced this.
I'm gonna check that project out too.
Yeah. So it's all kinds of really cool stuff going on there.
We have a lot of coming up.
There's a lot of stuff coming up, and the biggest announcement I think, probably so far, is Avataro Sentai Dawn Brothers.
Brother.
How much, before we get into this, because we had a good a riveting talk on a stream earlier this week of this. How much of this have you seen?
I have seen enough of it to know that I feel quite strongly about it.
Okay. So I'm going to put this link in here in the Discord if anyone wants to check it out. This is the official news release. So I have a whole bunch more pictures that we can share as well.
Yes,
and I'll put them up on the screen for people.
Because this is very visual heavy here.
It's yes.
Yeah, you're going to need to understand what we're talking about as we get into these.
So the first picture I want to talk about is the amazing CG bike picture.
Oh, okay. We're gonna jump right into the 12-foot.
I want to peel that off.
So, all right, go ahead. Get her done.
So this picture, not only the one that's on this link I just put in the Discord, also has the color correction Photoshop. We need this color so we can color things dots.
Yes.
It has no shadows at all. It is clearly green screened because there is the green hue on everything. And he has his leg cut off that has clearly become the bike itself. So this is not a great first picture.
It is very jarring to know that their promo is starting off. This is like, hey, get hype about this.
This was like the second image they released. So in that case, it's not a good start.
No.
Not a good start at all.
It really makes me worry for the rest of it. Because it doesn't get much better. In my opinion, it's like, this is like a huge step back from Zenkaiger in terms of feel, hype, delivery, everything about this.
Weird.
Yes,
it's very weird.
Not vibing with me so far.
That's fair. But, like we were reading a little while ago, it was confirmed that they were going to have 2 CG Rangers, right? And then I'm assuming that's going to be pink and black.
Fully CG characters.
Fully CG. And I'm assuming that's our Uncanny Valley Birdman and our, Sonic character over here.
Birdman, by the way, to specify, good specification, because this one is the pink one.
Yes.
This bird character, this bird ranger,
this Uncanny Valley monster is the Pink Ranger.
It is Slender Man with wings. That is this character.
Quite literally Slender Man with wings.
So he is the new Pink Ranger, and he's basically a giant crane. I think, what's his name? Kiji brother, yeah. Kiji brother.
And so I'm trying to pull up some more pictures, and those are the 2 pictures that we have revealed. One is much better than the other one. One of those, you get the full look. It's this nice, clean image of everything. And then the other one is this terrible CG photoshopped thing. Yeah. So not only that, we also have a picture of the movie poster that shows the mecha. We have some images of the mecha going on. And
Oh God, this is bad.
I'm just gonna forward you this whole email that I sent so we can, take care of this.
This is no good.
No, it's definitely something. That's for sure.
All right. So thematically here, we're going with the Journey to the West, right?
No, this is the Momoshiki. Momotaro. There you go. That's
Momotaro. Okay.
Momotaro. Yeah, so, it's not Journey to the West. Momotaro.
Sorry, the Momotaro thing. Now, my problem is why?
I think they just wanted something interesting. And like I'm down.
You think they're going mythical because they just went mechanical?
A little bit, yeah. And I think
that makes sense.
I honestly don't know anything about the Zenkaiger story or if there's any kind of hint in why it's going this way. Like, I don't know if, anyone in the family is super into the Momotaro myth or what.
I mean, I don't know why they're tying them together, if that's what you mean. Like, yes. Why this is the way it is.
Why is that the theme is why I'm confused. And I think, honestly, a lot of it has to do with the success of Den-O. I think that's kind of what it is.
Because of the family-friendly thing?
Just because Den-O is so stupid popular. I think that's why they think they're going to have a similar thing with Sentai. I really think that's why.
No, the secret to Den-O was Satoru, not the characters. It was the actor.
But that's the only thing I can honestly think of, because other than that, it's a weird choice. It really is. Peacemaker saying that the mecha is all CGI and confirmed by the preview of the episode in 2 weeks. Great. You know how I love my CGI mecha. Oh my goodness. Right. The bike becomes the mecha. So here is a better picture of the full Sentai crew. I like the ape guy though, Saru brother. I like him a lot. I'm not gonna lie. And he's got the red cheeks. He's got the actual cheeks. He's probably gonna be the better one.
Yeah. He's probably gonna be the better one. I just put them all up on the Discord, every picture we have here.
Yeah.
I even put one of the Fajita Rexes in there. Sorry.
Yeah. But there was a whole bunch of
anyway.
Them. Yeah.
Basically, like I don't know, man. I don't know why this is happening. I guess this is the mythical aspect of the story that they want to tell. I'm assuming if they're keeping it in the same world and they're going to pull in a lot of Zenkaiger stuff, maybe there's a magical thing that they can't quite do. Maybe. The Black Ranger is going to be so bad.
Josh is wondering why there's a Sonic character reject. We have been asking ourselves the same thing for the last week. Why is Shadow the Hedgehog on the Sentai team? So when I say Uncanny Valley, if you were watching on the video and the live stream, you can see that Kiji brother is like twice the size of everyone else, but because his legs are 3 times the size of everyone else. That's why.
Yes.
So it's terrifying. It is absolutely god-awfully terrifying.
He's Slender Man. Under that, I'm convinced. If he never dehensions, he's Slender Man.
It's kind of crazy. There's a better picture of Saru brother. I dig the fur, honestly. Like, I kind of liked it when they did it with what's his face from Q Ranger. I kind of dig the fur. So I'm down for that. Look. No. It looks hot.
It's like a Go Buster look. It's just very
I was gonna say that. It's very Go Buster with like the black pants and the shirt and everything. I dig the actual uniform designs. I really do. The character choices aside, the actual designs for the uniforms, like the color styles and everything, are pretty cool. Yeah. I like the shoulder pads. I'm down for shoulder pads. I'm down for more shoulder pads. Pink is actually a guy, yes.
Yes, Pink is a dude. Yeah, Slender Man.
Yep. Calling him. It is a male. They have confirmed it. It's Kiji brother. And Peacemaker says you have Shirakura and Inoue on a project together now. They will go places without a care in the world. Yeah, clearly this was
it's obvious that they're going to do it. It's just like, okay, I mean, at least why? I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what else to say about this show other than I don't know. I fully expect to watch 12 to 15 episodes and then never watch another one again, like I do with every single Sentai.
Zenkaiger all over again. Yeah, man, we're doing great. But I mean, honestly, it's already off to a rough start. I was really hype about Zenkaiger. I was so hype about Zenkaiger. Like, every image I got of it was like, yo, wow, yes, more,
Yeah.
Even though we had like a cast of non-humans, like it was just like, but this automatically, I don't even care where we're gonna go. We're just gonna be there.
I don't know. That's the thing. It's a whole lot of I don't know. And the fact that it is primarily CG, that seems to be a big focus this time, scares me a little bit, because Toku TV CG is not the best, even in 2021.
They're saving money by not spending it. That's pretty much it.
It's not great. So we'll see. I have a feeling that Kiji brother and Inu brother, or whatever little Sonic Man is, I have a feeling they're not going to look very great. And half the time I also expect, I don't know if you remember in Zenkaiger, the little brothers, they were like half animated, half just like on a stick. I have a feeling it's going to be something like that.
I always imagine Yuta-Zen, the little puppet that was mostly CG, mostly puppet.
Yeah, but when it was a puppet, it didn't really do anything, that kind of thing.
It's just like, stop it.
So I don't know what to think. I think it's, I hope you guys like it. Yeah.
I mean, because we might watch the first 15 episodes, give you our little take on that, and then walk away.
And that's not even a shot at this one in particular. I just, like, Sentai, I can't stick with anymore. There's very few Sentai I've actually ever finished. I have tried. I'm on Gal Ranger now. I'm on episode 12, I think. Yeah. And I'm kind of like, the fights are cool. Mech's cool.
But you know what's really good? Dino Fury.
Is it?
No. No, I don't mind it. I like it better because it's
fun.
I really hang up my brain when I turn it on. And I want to enjoy Super Sentai because I take it more seriously in terms of like, bro, this is like the level that we should be aspiring to.
But
you know what I mean? Like,
maybe we shouldn't take it as seriously.
And that's where I'm going at. No. I mean, like, quality. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this one doesn't excite me. Zenkaiger still looks amazing. I'm not going to take anything away from Zenkaiger. Just the story didn't catch me like I thought it was. Mm-hmm. But nothing else about it I have nothing negative other than that I just can't vibe with the story. But everything else is dope. This automatically I can't, with the aesthetic, with the suits, with the fact that it's tied into a world that probably doesn't need it. So I don't know. But I do like Dino Fury in the terms like it's
a good adaptation.
Simple.
I'll give it that.
It's simple. It's so simple, and I'm enjoying that. I don't have to sit here and worry about, but what's the twist that's coming? Because you already know it in the first 5 lines of the episode.
Yeah. We talked about it the other day. I mean, Void Knight is literally just Dr. Freeze. So
yeah, we were thinking of Marvel counterparts to all of the Kamen Riders.
Yeah, like comic book heroes.
Other than Knight being Batman.
Yeah, Knight is Batman.
Other than Knight being Batman, which is like
literally Batman.
But
it was a fun little thing we were trying. He's literally Dr. Freeze. That's it's just what it is. I don't know, like, Peacemaker saying Inoue, I think we were talking about it earlier, like Inoue is very hit or miss, like it's either great or terrible kind of thing.
But it's not an excuse, man.
It's not, and I just we'll see. We will see. So,
like, I get not every idea is going to be a winner, but at least some of the ideas should be not forearms on a gorilla guy.
I'm down for it. I just, like, I am down to check it out. I can guarantee you I am only going to watch 17 episodes tops. I will not give anyone any other false hope than that. And, if you enjoy it, I am 100% happy for you. I hope you enjoy it. I just, like, Sentai in general doesn't do it for me anymore, honestly. Yeah, that's Avataro Sentai Don Brothers, who's showing up in 2 weeks. So yeah, that's pretty much it for news and things. I think at the moment, Avataro was the big one of the week, and then we had some Revice stuff as well. Anytime Telebi stuff comes out, I feel like it's going to be a little slow after this for Telebi things like forums and things like that.
Probably,
but they're moving, they're grooving.
We got the drop for get our pre-orders for 01.
Yes, so those are still up, I believe, on Amazon.
Please support the official release.
So those should be shipping. I think it's April. They said something like that. That was pretty much all I had for news and stuff.
There we go. Way to go, man! We nailed it. Nailed it today.
We nailed it today. Go team.
Other than that, I just want to touch base one more time before we sign off for the day. That again, our 50th episode's coming up. We definitely have a bunch of ideas that we're kicking around. We definitely want to hear your ideas. I can speak. Your ideas. I still want as much input as we can for this Kamen Rider thing we're putting together. It's coming along so dope. If you want the inside information, just drop us an email. Carl, what's the official email again?
tokudoncast@gmail.com.
That's the one that we're talking about here. You can also reach us here at Tokudon. You can reach me at 6echoes.se@gmail.com. You can drop me anything you want there, any ideas, any suggestions.
Or the twatters are an option as well.
Twitters on all of our Facey Spaces and my books. Please just hit us up on all the social media.
You can go to tokudon.geocities.com. Or .geocities, I guess. It was no .com. It was just GeoCities.
And if you like what we do, please think about supporting us on the Patreon. We'll shout you out for
we do have a Patreon. I always forget we have a Patreon. Yeah, it's just $2. You know, it's to help out if you want to help out. If you don't want to do the $5 subscription on Twitch, you can do that as well. And yeah, we shout you out. Big Guy actually subscribed the other day.
Yeah, my man. Thank you, guys.
Peacemaker saying that it is on Shout Factory as well if you want to watch them 01. I know they did a big marathon yesterday, I think, for Christmas. They were doing a marathon on their Twitch channel, but you can always watch Toku on their Twitch. They do stream 24 hours for the most part. You know, various things. Kamen Rider, Ultraman, all that kind of stuff. Check out Shout Factory and, you know, support official releases in general. You know, there's Toe Collector, there's, you know, Bluefin, there's all those guys. So, yeah. If you want to hang out with me any time of the week, hit that subscribe button. Twitch.tv/KaijuCarl. A lot of you guys hang out all the time. Appreciate you, as always. And if you want to follow me on anything else, it's just Kaiju Carl. So
I'm at 6 Echoes. You find me everywhere.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go play something. Catch you guys later.